What's good, YouTube? It's been a while, a long while. A lot's been going on since I've left. A lot of stuff has happened in my personal life. A lot of stuff has happened gaming wise. Very, I guess, somewhat serious decisions on how I want to approach things in the future. But there is reasons to why I've been gone for so long. And part of the reason is this.
Wow.
Now, for those of you who don't know, that is Orion, the mastery completion camo for getting every camo in the game. And it takes a fucking long time to get. It took me a month and a half to get this camo. It is currently December 17th. I got this camo roughly around a week or two ago. And I've just been sitting, playing with it, getting my thoughts on it, etc. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like in game, take you through the journey of getting this camo and why it has taken me so long to make a video, etc., etc. So now, instead of talking, let's game. Now, mentally, I've been on this kind of debacle on whether I wanted to be a Call of Duty content creator or stick with the horror content. And today I just had an epiphany. I could just fucking do both. And when one pops off, run with it. I have a really bad habit of overthinking, and I tend to overcomplicate a lot of situations and just make things a lot more difficult for myself, something that I've realized about myself. But we'll get into that another day. We're here for Orion. Now, I really do enjoy this camo. It's a very beautiful camo, but I do have some thoughts and opinions towards it. And we're about to get into that.
Compromised. Secure the area. Location updated. Capture the hard point.
And right there, you can somewhat see the first problem with the camo. And it's the lighting in this game. Now, this game graphically is really good. It's definitely a step above all the other Call of Duties to come before it. But just because the graphics are better doesn't mean it helped. With the better graphics means they want to be more realistic with the light shading, etc., etc. And so oftentimes you will see that the camo doesn't even show under certain situations. Like if you're not in really bright lighting, you won't even get to see the camo that you work so hard to get. The completion camos this year are the easiest they've ever been. They don't take long to complete whatsoever. And you can really just do them by accident, even more so than any other Call of Duty. Some Call of Duties, you kind of got to go out of your way to do so. And you kind of have two on here as well. But for the most part, you can really just play with the guns and eventually you'll just get the camos without even realizing it. Some weapons will take longer than others due to the nature of the challenges, but other than that, you're going to get the camo. But, you know, this is Call of Duty. There's a trade-off to everything. Just because it's the easiest this year doesn't mean it's the fastest to get. And with that, this is the most grindy, time-consuming camo challenge I've ever experienced in any Call of Duty. I didn't go for Damascus in Modern Warfare 2019. But I'm pretty sure this is still longer than that because you have to do camos, like you have to do challenges for the completionist camos as well. It's like once you get all the camos in this category, that doesn't mean you automatically unlock gold. No, you have to do challenges for gold too. You have to do challenges for gold, platinum, and polyatomic before you can even touch Orion. And all of that just adds unnecessary time to a game that shouldn't be taking unnecessary time. If we're being, Call of Duty is never supposed to be a grindy game. It's not supposed to be a game where the whole purpose is to just sit here for hours and hours and hours, just hard focusing one thing, trying to get one objective done. And it's not. But when the developers and folks over on Activision know that completionists and their camo challenges are a very big part of the game, and a lot of people go for them every single year. And with that being said, the idea to just pad timing for a lot of these players and force them to, you know, spend an unnecessary amount of time on just getting something as simple done as kills while crouched and shit like that is just tedious and annoying at times. And what makes that even worse is they still have the progression system to where you have to level up the weapon before you can even work towards the camos. And nobody thinks that was a good change from the older Call of Duties.
Bitch.
Shut up. But nobody has wanted that change. Nobody has agreed that that was a good change. Look at my textures not being loaded in properly. And all that does is just, again, just take up a lot of time spent on just trying to focus on these challenges when you otherwise could have already got the camos done and now you're just enjoying the game. It's very unnecessary and it hinders the experience and enjoyment a good bit, I'd say, a really good bit. And on top of that, half of the levels are for attachments that make the gun worse instead of better. Now, I've never in my life heard of an attachment that makes a gun worse instead of improving it. I've heard of attachments that absolutely make no sense in real life. Like if you're running your pistols akimbo, you don't put a fucking optic on it, but attachments making the gun worse, that's highly unrealistic and unlikely in my opinion. I don't see how doing something as simple as adding a foregrip or angled grip slows you down from getting into your sights or slowing your mobility down on a weapon. Oftentimes those things have no real weight to them and they're just there to improve accuracy more than anything. I don't see how something as simple as that just changes the whole feeling of the gun entirely, but I digress. But with all of that, all it does is just add, again, just time spent grinding instead of playing. And it's just not, it's not the funnest thing. It's absolutely not the funnest thing to go. At the time of me grinding this camo, I did have a job, so I wasn't able to just full grind it. And that's another reason why it takes so long. A lot of the content creators had the weapon within like a week or two, but they still like, they themselves said it took them a minute. Like it was a process. And it's like, if you're a person who has work and you work a full-time job and you know, you only have a certain amount of time to play the game, like the situation I was once in, you're not going to be able to get this camo done any quickly. Now, the good thing is this Call of Duty is supposed to last 2 years. And so you have a lot of time to get it done. But it's like, there's no denying, like this shit just looks fucking good. I just wish this game wasn't so fucking broken to where I can't even look at my class when I go on the loadout. This shit's annoying. There, now you can see the gun. It's fucking pretty, isn't it? The rest of the fucking game isn't at times, but I'm gonna talk about that in another fucking video. The bugs piss me off. Like, look at that. What the fuck was that? Anyways, there's a lot of things they could have done to make, you know, this process better for the players. Could have made the process more enjoyable, made it feel a lot more accessible in a way to everybody and not make it feel like a tedious grind of a process. They could have gone away with the weapon level up system to where and bring back the old system where you can't work on a second camo until you complete the first. That was a really great system. I don't know why they changed that in the first place. It never needed to be changed. Like I said, it just feels like they changed it just for the sole purpose of trying to add false, you know, playtime to the game for the sake of like stats or just, I don't know, man, but it just really doesn't make sense that they made the changes that they did. They really could have just left it the way it was and nobody would have been upset or anything, but instead they just made it this very long, tedious process, and it's just, ugh. Also, again, going back to the attachment thing, half the attachments could be taken out of the game and it wouldn't bother anybody whatsoever. It's not even like the attachments perform different in Warzone comparatively or DMZ comparatively. They don't. They're just bad and they just don't help the weapon. They hurt it and it just doesn't make sense. And it's really just there to just take up space and again, create unnecessary and unwanted time spent grinding instead of playing the game. But again, the camo is absolutely gorgeous, but you know, in certain lighting, you can't see it, which fucking sucks, but otherwise it's a really good fucking camo. Really good fucking camo. I hope that this isn't a trend that they continue in the future, but knowing Call of Duty, it more than likely will be. And I am not looking forward to having to do this every year because I personally always go for the camo challenges. As long as the camo themselves look good, I'm gonna go for the challenges. No matter how long it may take me, it's just a part of my COD experience at this point. And it's just what I do now. I go for the completionist camos. I'm not gonna do the dumbass mastery challenges. That shit is just dumb and doesn't make any fucking sense. But I am going to go for the camos as long as I like them in each Call of Duty. But you know, that's been my thoughts on it this year. If you are grinding the Orion camo, let me know how your experience has been down below. Comment down below what you would like them to change, what you would like to see in the future. And personally, if you think that it's worth it. You know, a lot of people will not spend their time grinding something out like this and they would rather just spend their time playing the game. But for me personally, it's a really big aspect to the game to me. I really do enjoy the camos, and it's now a part of Call of Duty. It's now part of the identity of Call of Duty to me. So I cannot imagine myself not getting these things done. Just me personally, you know. But, you know, just let me know down below what you guys think. Comment down below what else you would like to see from me, what else you would like to hear me talk about, and I'll do my best to get that out to you guys as soon as possible. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.